Good morning, Brian with Grand Roofing. We're doing a quick roof leak inspection, obviously within the attic side of things. I apologize if it's at all hard to hear, but there's a lot of dust kicked up in here. It's cellulose, which is the worst. I don't like breathing it, so you'll hear me talk a lot through this video like this, but please just bear with me. Right here is the roof leak. We've spotted in the attic area, try not to wash it out. That is what we're looking for. So some history on this. I had been contacted a few weeks back several times to come out and look at this. I got it worked in right away. We went up to the roof. There's no obvious damage, but there are some vent stacks in that area. So this video, we're going to talk about plumbing vent pipes, or to be a little more specific, HVAC pipes, and to be a little further specific, concentric vent pipes. And I'll explain those. I'll do my best. Disclaimer, I'm not an HVAC guy. I'm not licensed to do that stuff, but I did spot the leak and going to hand it off to another company that specializes in this work. The rain patterns we've had, we had 2 inches of rain just the other day, absolutely no leaking going on. It was warmer outside. Today is a little cooler, leaking coming in, and to me that's definitely screaming a condensation issue. So if you inspect your roof and there's no issue and you got vent stack pipes in the area, several things you're going to look for is a low-lying area with a frozen cracked pipe. So condensation, whenever you have 2 variations in temperatures, dramatic temperatures like warm steamy air from a sewer vent or a furnace, that's one of the 2 necessary ingredients you need. The second is cold. We're in an attic in the wintertime. So this particular pipe is a concentric. What is a concentric? One is exhaust, one is an air intake. Now I'll do my best to describe the difference of these. This one right over my shoulder here, that is just a straight soil vent pipe. It vents out the sewer, so you got warm, moist air. It's coming into a cold space. It will condensate running down. That one there, if you have a low-lying area, so rainwater runs in, condensation runs in, it's going to work its way down into the sewer or septic, no issues whatsoever. If it has a hump going up and a low-lying negative grade, it's going to fill with water, condensation. If it fills up enough and the outside temperature is below freezing, it will freeze. What happens when you have water freeze? It expands. If your pipe is full, it'll expand and crack. And then you'll have that dripping in, and it can happen all different weather patterns, mainly when it's colder outside below freezing. Or it can be the opposite based on what pipe you have coming out. So we're going to focus on the furnace vent pipe here. These. There's the leak. It's obviously wet and dripping in. There's no negative slope. The grade to these look decent. So both of them run down and through. I'll explain what they do real quick. So typically you're going to have 2 pipes coming through at your attic roof. Hopefully you're going to have your exhaust gases vent out, and although I say they should go through the roof, I've seen them blow into the attic, and that's horrible. Carbon dioxide, another topic there. But you want your exhaust venting gas to go through the roof. Your air inlet for the furnace to burn. I've seen people pull it from outside air, however, outside or in the attic. If you're pulling it from inside your house, the issue you have with that is it's going to suck a negative pressure in your home. It's going to pull cooler air from outside in through little nooks and crannies. Just negative pressure is like that, not good. Again, I don't specialize in that, but I do have common sense. So if you're sucking air, it's got to fill it back up somewhere else. Like right now, I'm sucking in attic air. Not good. Same with the furnace. That's not good. You want your attic inlet, or your inlet for your furnace, to go least into your attic, preferably out to the roof. So when you look at a roof, you'll see 2 pipes usually. One typically turns down, that's your air inlet. You want to go straight up outside, cut edge, however, that's your exhaust fumes. Any water that rain goes in that will work its way right through the system and into condensation traps. Not an issue. It's dripping in front of me. So you'll see 2 side by side typically. And if you're an HVAC guy installing them, don't put them on top of each other, because the roofers can't flash them the way they need to be. Space them apart just a little bit. Now concentric, however, is 1 pipe, but it actually has the air inlet and exhaust in one going to the roof. So I'll try to do my best to explain that. Typically you can feel it, that's cool. This other pipe though is warmer to the touch. So the hot exhaust gas comes through in a center shaft and typically vents right out. When you're looking at it outside, you'll see a small, like 1.5 to 2 inch pipe typically exposed. That's the exhaust. Rain can run right through. There's a fitting on there that flares out and comes down and straddles over the larger pipe, typically a 4 inch. That's your air inlet. It's protected from the rain. It actually suck under the cap and down in. Inside this first pipe is your air inlet, and it branches off over to here. Exhaust warm, straight out the center. That's a concentric pipe. These are all glued together good typically. What we're looking for in here, because it is actively dripping, you can see it running down. See, it's all wet. We're going to try to find the source of this. I've already spotted it. It's pretty easy. This is full of water, but again, common sense. If you got water on the inside of this pipe, it's a male connector going into a female receiver, adapter, connector, elbow, whatever you want to refer to it as, it goes into. This is not the leak happening right here, okay? It's running down from above. Any condensation on here, on the inside, will run into this, and then into the tube and work its way down, provided they're all glued together good. That's dry, that's fine. This, even if it didn't have glue, it should not have an issue, but it should be glued, because you don't want the exhaust gases to leak out. This one, however, is the culprit. If you look at it, you can see right here, a little water on there, running down. This is solids from the manufacturer. There's no fitting here. And then this is to a female with a pipe coming in. Where the hot exhaust gas comes up and cold ambient air temperature in the winter can condensate, further exacerbating the problem up here, because now you're pulling cold outside winter air through this tube with a hot center shaft going up. So all that's going to condensate and it's going to run down. And if it's running down the inside of these pipes, what do we have here? This fitting goes inside there. So anything gathering along the top ring due to surface tension, water surface tension, is running down right here. Check this out. Let me wipe it away. Try not to get the water to, or the light to whitewash it. Let me try a different angle here. You'll see it start gathering. Well, the furnace is off now, it's cooling down. See it slowly starting to build back up right here? Not much, but again, the furnace is off, so the source is going to slowly drip out and run away. That fitting feels bad. Yeah, it's gathering again right here some more. See it filling back up, running down. So it's absolutely nothing wrong with the roof up there. There's all that fitting right there. The roof deck itself is dry. There's no water running down the outside of that exterior pipe. This piece here is completely dry, and you should not have condensation at all on this because you're pulling outside static air, which is cold and dry, in to be burned into the furnace. Right there. That's what's causing this leak. So again, if you've got a leak going on, different weather patterns, and it's not coming in during a rain, a heavy soaking all day rain, and it's only coming in certain times, and say when it's dry, definitely troubleshoot looking for condensation, sources of moisture, and extreme variations in temperatures. Typically I see this with RVK1A kits because they come with a regular polyfoil looking flex line. There's absolutely no insulation between the two variations in temperature. And you'll see that, or a broken PVC pipe where water's condensating and running through. Certain pipes, condensation is supposed to happen. It's natural. It will run its way through the system. In a case like this with a bad glue joint or a negative graded slope, those are two bad issues. So that's soaking wet. It needs dug out, thrown out, but we got to get rid of the issue from happening in the first place. I'm going to pass this off to another licensed company that does plumbing, HVAC company stuff, because inside this one is a combustible gas. If it was just a standard pipe like you would see two, or there's not one on here, this is all new, it wouldn't be hard to just cut the first pipe, like a 2-inch vent pipe of gas, do it when it's off, glue it up really good, fit it back through, not a problem. But the problem with the Concentric is you got the two pipes together, one running through, they're all glued together. There's no simple way of just taking a piece out of it. It's all glued, and you cut one, you really risk on how you adapt the next to it. So what's going to have to happen here, get in here and cut the entire concentric pipe out and redo it, or switch it to 2 exhaust air inlet. And tip on that, I've seen a lot of HVAC guys working for a licensed company that put them way too close. Please don't do that. It's not good for the roofers to come through and actually properly flash them, because you need certain distances to put a flue pipe or a pipe boot collar on those. So this one needs cut about in this area here, same over here, or do away with them, cut them here below the elbow, and start all this new back up through the roof. That's the only true way to get this fixed. I guess you could possibly, very possibly, cut this right here and somewhere right through here and get an adapter on this remaining small male end and the new coupler on here, essentially starting over, bringing it down. But as far as salvaging this to get this bad crack out, you can't do that because this is all one solid piece. The other piece inside is solidly glued to it. That's definitely the issue. That'll stop the issue. That one over here is not running, so I can't test and verify, but there is no remnants in water underneath. That one there, however, let's take another quick closer look. This is probably my 5th or 6th call this winter alone with condensation coming in. But typically when it comes to a solvent pipe like this, the biggest thing I see is a negative slope right down here, a negative low-lying area, because it has to go up over something. And if it has a low enough area to completely fill the pipe with water, it will freeze, cracking the pipe. If you got anything beneficial out of this, give it a thumbs up if you could. Hopefully it helps you. If you're an HVAC company and I misstated something, please drop a comment down below and I'll pin it up so people can see. Again, I'm not a licensed HVAC guy. I'm just a roofer. So hopefully you got some benefit out of this. Until next time, be safe, and we'll see you on the next video.